Hi, my name is Richard Bromwell and it's time for my final walk and talk of 2018. Here to chat about our whopping great big auction coming up on Friday the 14th of December. Now we've got well over 1,000 lots, actually approaching 1,100 lots. Quite a large one this, and there's a lot of collector's items. And as you know, I get terribly excited about my collector's items, but as usual, starting off in the rear sale room, we've got all the surrounds. We've got Worcester, we've got Dalton, we've got Continental, we've got Ladro, all this lovely great big flash stuff, bits and pieces here. Coming along through here, we've got a big collection of oil lamps. I mean, thankfully these days we don't have so many oil cuts, but strikes and what have you, but who knows what's going to be happening in the future. Charlie Bears, there we are, all kind of lined up. Now I think George, if he had his air rifle, he'd probably like to try and ping a few of those off there. We've got a big collection of pharmaceutical bottles. Again, these are really quite cool things that you want to have in your bathroom, in your kitchen, and what have you. Come from a chap who's a retired pharmacist. Up through here, more kind of some quite sort of scary ones. Little Scottie doll. We've got sort of Mad Moggy. We've got bats, and we have here. We're getting festive. You hear that? And as George said, that is probably one of the most weird-looking deer he's ever seen. Produced by, it's a stiff deer, not a stiff deer, that is, you know, dear boy. And one like that is probably around about sort of 50 to 80 pounds there. Up through here, Chinese, Japanese. We've got trains galore. A lot of edged weapons. We've got swords, we've got rifles, we've got binoculars. Up through here, we've got some fantastic telephones. Now, George is quite a bit younger than me, and George, this is how you used to make a telephone call. First of all, you asked your parents, so you lift up the receiver and you would dial, hang on, oh God, it's all gone wrong, is it? We got 0, 1, 9, 3, 5, 8, 1, here we go, 2, 2, 7, 7, which is the Charterhouse World Headquarters hotline, and it's engaged. So these are quite cool. Love the colour. This jade green telephone. The value on that probably around about sort of £300 to £400, and the red hot telephone here probably a little bit less. We've got a collection of Danish ones, sort of 1970s. Telephones, and they're all kind of quite cool. My kids don't understand these, and certainly the Spin Dial is quite a retro vintage. Up through here, a massive collection of trains. I mean, we have literally hundreds of engines and locos and carriages. Most of these are being sold without reserve from a property we cleared in Dorset. The owner sadly passed away, and it wasn't until I went into his garden shed, which was a huge, great big railway station, and we had to put all the trains back in the box. But that's really good, really exciting. More panels, and this is great. I love this Victorian doorstop here in the form of the elephant with the lovely sort of castellated top. That's a really cool thing. So the value on that sort of £250. Loads of clocks down here, and again, rather like the old telephones, we've got a late 19th century Swiss music box here. Again, this is a kind of a Victorian version of an iPod here, and this one plays 6 tunes or 6 airs, requiring some work. Good £300 to £500. More clocks. Again, this is one of my favourite clocks in the sale. The quality of the movement isn't particularly great. It's just this lovely arts and crafts dial here. I mark time, dost thou. So again, the estimate on that is between sort of £100 and £200, but really it's the dial that certainly makes it there. Up through here, we've got more Continental carved panels. We've got jelly moulds. I'm a bit of a jelly fan. Lovely little castellated jelly there. We've got dolls and some sort of scary looking bird in there. I have no idea. Bit of Sherborne roadkill there. On down through here, we've got postcards, we've got more trains, we've got skillets, we've got jewellery, we've got postcards. Huge stuff, but that's the back sale room done. So I'm going to whiz on through into the main sale room now. And in here, we've got a huge collection of musical instruments. We've got sitars, we've got banjos, we've got banjolins, we've got harp zithers, we've got saxophones, we've got trombones. This is one of the more important violins. What am I talking about, indeed? This is one of the more valuable guitars in the sale. This is a Louis Panormo guitar, which was given to a charity shop. Estimate on this one, complete in its lovely little sort of coffin-shaped case here, between £1,500 and £2,000. So luckily the charity shop brought it in to us. Coming up through here, again, more guitars. This is a bit of a one, isn't it? You know, Van Halen meets kind of rock chick, really, without the chick bit. Up through here, we've got luggage. I do like this sort of portmanteau here. Not certain you get that way on sort of EasyJet with excess baggage, and in fact someone would probably nick it anyway. But what a wonderful looking thing, and sort of a value on that. What's the value on this one, George? Sort of £100 to £200. Thank you. Lovely brass mounts, great thing. Tables. Giant ball cot, which you may have seen before, more tables, stick stands and sideboards and chests of drawers. Up through here, we've got quite a number of long case clocks. This is my particular favourite long case clock in the sale. Lovely William Mary with sort of floral marquetry inlaid decoration. Veneered in walnut here, pretty little dial, and that's between sort of £3,000 and £4,000. More long case clocks and tables, and up around here we've got a lifetime collection of model cars. Now, if a client phone up says, "Oh, hello, I've got some cars I'd like to sell," and they said, "I've got a deal on Bouton, I've got Maserati, I've got Ferrari, I've got Porsche, I've got MG, I've got Duesenberg," we get hugely excited until you'd actually realise they're all scale models, and these are what her late husband collected up through here. Porsches, Minis, Studebakers, you name it, it's all here. Lifetime collection, which he's had up in the attic for many, many years, and decided now's the time to sell them. And yes, look here, George, there's even more of them around here. Rolls Royce, there's some Woodies and bits and pieces, all being sold without reserve. Estimates, they're all Franklin Mint. There's each of them are in lots. This lot here, there's 5 in the lot, around about £100. So representing some really good value for money. Down through here, we've got more guitars. Here we go. We've got furniture. Lovely little pair of French upholstered armchairs. Love the tapestry fabric on them. Value on those around about £600 to £700. Down through here, we've got xylophones, which you know I'm going to have to go. You didn't know I was that musical, did you? Down through here, more musical instruments. They kind of, do you know, I think they've been breeding. Lovely pair of French tables, and through over here, stamps. So I'm going to quickly whiz in behind the cabinets now and just talk another guitar, just talk about a few of my favourite bits and pieces that are in here. With it being collectors, we have a lot of coins, medals and stamps and Militaria. This is a nice little group of medals that we had coming for sale. This is actually part of some other medals that the person who owns this, he bought them when he was visiting his daughter, and he went to a car boot sale, and at the car boot sale he bought a box of some old tools because he wanted the tools. When he got home, he unpacked the tools. At the bottom of the box at the car boot sale buy, which he paid 10 quid for, was a load of medals which we're selling estimated at £1,000. So a great little buy, that. And also a great little lot is this lovely little Maundy set. Here we are, little Edwardian set from 1904. And it's got a little paper label on here, which I don't know if you can see that, George, for sweetest love from Gran Grace. Someone's written there PTO, which is very helpful, and it says Aunt Kathleen's brackets date of her birth 1904. So good old aunt, or great Aunt Kathleen. Here we are, all the little silver coins there, sweet little box there. Value on that with the box probably around about £100. Slightly other end of the scale are these big chunky monkey watches here. There we go. And these are both divers watches. You've got the Rolex Submariner, and you've got a very rare Omega Professional Seamaster. Here we go. And this one is capable of 2,000 feet of diving there, and it's got this big release here, so you can set your bezel so when you're coming up so you don't get the bends. The Omega was developed with Jacques Cousteau, and this is a 1975 model. The Rolex is a later one, it's without a date, and these Submariners, they were capable for around about I think about 1,000 feet they were, and when the Omega first came out it was twice as expensive as the Rolex. Today they're roughly around about the same sort of value, around about sort of £4,000 each, those. Telling the time. Also, I say a lot of military. We've got these are always very, very popular at the moment. A Fairbairns and Sykes fighting knife. Huge amount of interest in this. I think the estimate's a couple £100, but I think it's going to surpass that very, very quickly. And something which I don't always talk about is little porcelain. Now, this is a divine little piece of 18th century Lowestoft porcelain, part of a collection of porcelain that we've got in the cabinets here. The gentleman owner, he's having a bit of a sort out. He called us in. He's thinking about moving, and this is quite nice because it's actually come from a very good exhibition of Lowestoft. Here we go. And the value on this, not everyone collects 18th century porcelain these days, probably around about sort of £100 to £200, but a wonderful little piece nonetheless. And the last thing to talk about, moving back to the coast again, down to Cornwall. This is lot number 440, and this is a piece of Newlyn copper. It looks like it's Newlyn. It's slightly unusual. It's got sort of fruit and foliage on it rather than fish. Nicely marked at the bottom down here as well. And the value on that probably around about £100. So that's a bit of a quick jog through really. So we've got approaching 1,100 lots. And at this auction also, as well as running the sellroom.com, we're going to be running easyliveauction.com as well, which way you can register and follow the auction for £3, and you can bid away to your heart's content. If you'd like to bid through the sellroom.com, you can do that as well, but they'll just charge you 6% for the pleasure, so it's a bit of a no-brainer. So I hope you enjoyed it. That's my last walk and talk for the year, and we'll see you soon.